Today I'm going to review The Plague of the Zombies. The Plague of the Zombies came out in 1966. It's a Hammer production and it was directed by John Gilling, written by Peter Bryan and music by James Bernard. Runs 90 minutes and only cost £100,000. Plague of the Zombies was filmed back to back with the film The Reptile, using the same sets. Also, Jacqueline Pearce and Michael Ripper star in both films. This was done so Hammer could save money by making two films using the same sets and actors. The film stars André Morell, Diane Clare, Brook Williams, Jacqueline Pearce, John Carson, Alexander Davion and Michael Ripper. So this is a remake of White Zombie from 1932 that starred Bela Lugosi, and it's got the same plot. There's this squire that's ruling the village and he's turning the villagers into zombies. He's using them to work in his mines underground so he doesn't have to pay them. He's getting like free labour. Hey Phil, there were bloody zombies in that village you used to live in. And like most zombie films, the zombies kind of represent the public. This is kind of like a skit of like people who have to work in factories, working for minimal wages. Hey Phil, all these buggers that work in factories are treated like bloody zombies. They flog on all bloody week and they get fuck all after tax. It's a bloody disgrace. Another interesting thing is this is from 1966. And it's only kind of like the second zombie film. White Zombie was the first. And I think this film looks really good considering it's got a cheap budget. The sets, the costumes, everything looks really good. And I always remember as a kid stopping up to watch this when the coffin lid opens near the beginning of the film and you see a dead body inside the coffin. That was a bit too much for us at the time, and I requested to go to bed. Just the idea of a film featuring zombies was freaky. So I've always had this love for zombie films. However, this isn't your traditional zombie film. It's not really gory. It would be 2 more years. In 1968 when George A. Romero made Night of the Living Dead. That was when zombie films took off. Night of the Living Dead, it made zombies cannibals. You shoot them in the brain and all them sort of rules for zombie films. So this was before that. So these zombies don't eat people. However, they are slow moving zombies. You get 2 types of zombies. You get fast zombies, like in films like 28 Days Later, and you get slow moving zombies like these ones, and slow moving zombies in TV shows like The Walking Dead. So although this film isn't like gory like the other zombie films later, there is some good shock sequences. The very first time you see the proper zombie, holding Jacqueline Pearce, and he kind of like screams at the audience. It's a really horror moment that when you first see the zombie. However, I think the highlight of this film's the dream sequence. It's a really scary moment, very surreal. And the film ends traditionally like a fire at the end. The mine goes on fire, the zombies are all on fire. I think what makes this film though is the cast. John Carson's great as the villain, an evil squire. And André Morell, he's excellent as well as the good guy trying to stop what's going on. He was also excellent in Cash on Demand that I reviewed earlier on the channel. I thought he was brilliant in that film. And he's great in this one as well, great actor. And of course Jacqueline Pearce is in. She's really good in Blake 7 playing the villain Servalan. And she's good in this. She's also in the Hammer film The Reptile that was made back to back with this. Even Diane Clare's good in this. There's some scenes where she almost gets raped by these fox hunters. They're a bunch of nasty twats hunting a poor fox.
Oh, they're hunting him. Father, those men are hunting that fox.
Men have always hunted.
For food, yes, not for bloodlust.
I bloody hate bloody fox hunters. What gives them the fucking right to hunt a poor bloody fox? Yeah, you're right, Bones, they are nasty twats. And of course Michael Ripper. He pops up as usual in these Hammer films. In this one he's playing a copper who catches them robbing a grave.
You saw you.
My brother, yes, the one that's dead. The one that's buried out there. I saw him just as clear as I see you now. All grey. His eyes staring. I saw him. And yet I know he's out there, lying in his coffin.
But what makes this film a little bit clever is the use of status. So like the zombies that are working in the mines, they're treated like slaves. That's kind of like represents people who work in factories or shops. They're not getting paid enough. They're doing all this hard work all day, just a little wage. The zombies in this film kind of represent them. Then you get these people that are like using whips on the zombies. They kind of represent like bosses in work. Like when you're working in a factory, you'll get a nasty boss that's forcing you to work faster and faster. Then above the mine, the other crowd, like the fox hunters, they represent like the elite. And then above them, you get the John Carson character, the squire, and he could represent like your Bill Gates character, the 1%, at the top of the elite. So it's a really clever film when you look at it that way. George A. Romero did this in his zombie films. He made these zombies like the mass public. They could represent things. For instance, in Dawn of the Dead, set in the shopping mall, you see all these zombies walking around shopping. So it represents consumerism. Day of the Dead look at the military and the scientists. So these zombie films are a bit more than just blood and gore. The director's quite good. He's done a few Hammer films. He's done The Reptile from 1966. He's also done The Gorgon from 1964. He's done The Mummy's Shroud from 1967. And he's done a few others, so he's quite used to making Hammer films. So overall, I thought this was a well-made film. The costumes, the sets. There's a great dream sequence. However, this film's a little bit different because Hammer never made a zombie film before. The only downside is you don't see much of the zombies. This film's focused a bit more on like the voodoo, like witchcraft magic sort of thing to rise them from the dead. But you don't really see the zombies much. And it's a little bit tame for a zombie film. When you watch a zombie film, you expect to see a little bit more blood. So out of 10, although it's good, it's not great. So I'll give it an 8. 8 out of 10. There's nothing boys to do like it. It's a good film feel, but the best zombie films are by George A. Romero. Dawn of the Dead's the best one. Okay everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
Is it a fox you're looking for?
Well, my dear young lady, that was the idea.
I saw him. He was running that way. You'll have to hurry if you want to catch him. He was running quite fast.
We'll catch him, never fear. Come on.
I have a distinct feeling you were not telling that young man the truth, Sylvia.
Your distinct feeling is correct, Father.
Well, the fox...